Warning, this content is for entertainment and educational purposes only. All right, next question here is from Marco M. Another Masteron question. If Masteron doesn't significantly lower estrogen, would you still need an AI or EQ when running 1,000 milligrams of tests with 1,000 milligrams of Masteron? Maybe. Just depends. I wouldn't run 1,000 milligrams of Masteron with 1,000 milligrams of tests unless you're on contest prep. I don't see a compelling reason to do so. That's a high ratio of the two to each other. You're going to be all dried out, and as I mentioned before, you're going to end up looking like an old pocketbook. So, yeah, I probably wouldn't run it that high. But yeah, you may need an AI, you may not. Really, it just depends on where your estrogen levels are at, and what we know. Roughly so. I don't know that there are any studies that definitively show this, but Masteron seems to act like a selective estrogen receptor modulator where it blocks estrogen at selective receptor sites. There are some people that speculate that it selectively binds at the breast tissue and the bad places where we don't want estrogen affecting us, and it leaves the good places free, like the liver or whatever, to increase IGF-1 production. I don't know that there's any definitive information out there that shows that. It's just speculation for the most part. But a lot of times in bodybuilding, that's all we have to go by is speculation and observation and anecdote, things we can observe from looking at blood panels or whatnot. But I probably wouldn't run it that high. As I mentioned before, if you are in a growth phase, you probably want to let your estrogen get, the upper end of normal, maybe a little bit over the normal range, whatever you can tolerate, and then you just adjust accordingly. And in my mind, I think it makes more sense to, rather than running, if you need estrogen modulation, and if you need, an AI, why not just run Primobolan instead of Masteron? I feel like the Primobolan apostle here, but it's sort of the middle ground. You have Equipoise out on this side, you have Primobolan in the middle, and you have Masteron over here. Equipoise is going to absolutely smash your estrogen in most people. Primobolan lowers it, but not as aggressively as Equipoise does, and Masteron doesn't seem to lower it at all, but it acts as a selective estrogen receptor modulator. Now, there are arguments to be made in a diet phase where you might want to run both side by side. But yeah, just that's kind of my 2 cents on that one. For coaching or consultations, head over to www.anabolicbodybuilding.com to book your spot today. I can help you with optimizing hormones, fat loss, muscle gain, physique, athletic performance, nutrition, and health. For more information, shoot me an email at bigp3rd@gmail.com.